Everybody, Luke Mullen here with the Lincoln Journal-Star, sharing some quick post-game thoughts with you about Nebraska's 24-17 loss to Wisconsin tonight. It was a very interesting game in the sense that the offense and defense both played well for portions of the game, but not at the same time. In the first half, early on, it was the Nebraska offense who came alive. Those two touchdown drives engineered by Chubba Purdy, his long touchdown run, the long touchdown pass to Jalen Lloyd. Things were looking good for Nebraska. They were cooking up 14-0. I thought that short passing game with Purdy was operating very, very well in that first half. But at the same time, Wisconsin, 2 punts on those opening 2 drives. Defense comes back, allows 2 scoring drives. Tanner Mordecai finding a lot more rhythm, a lot more success with his Badger offense. And we saw, especially as that second half dragged on, he made some plays with his legs. That was something that Nebraska knew to expect. I just couldn't defend against it. And you got to give it credit. It's a good running scheme that Wisconsin has. Some very good playmakers there on the outside as well. Braylon Allen, the running back, gritting out some tough yards. He's a tough physical runner, coming off a lower leg injury as well. So those pieces for the Wisconsin offense took a little bit of time to get sorted out, but certainly in the second half, they were the much more competent offense, putting together some good drives. But it was the Nebraska defense that stepped up. Several of them, 4th down stops, getting into Nebraska territory before those possessions, fizzle out, becoming punts, turnovers on downs. Exactly what Nebraska needed to stay in the game versus its offense. Several punts coming into question, concerning that effort. And when we talk about concerns, something has got to be Nebraska's end of the game situational awareness. And I'm talking about, of course, the end of the fourth quarter, under a minute left in the game, Nebraska driving down the field, and Matt Rule letting a lot of time tick off the clock, before calling a timeout on that 3rd down play. I think it was probably about, 20 to max 30 seconds, probably in the 20-ish range. But that is very, very, very valuable time at the end of the game. That's easily 2 shots at the end zone or 2 rushing tries that could have gotten kicker Tristan Alvano even closer. Of course, he did hit that field goal, sent the game into overtime. But you got to question, could they have played for the touchdown? It's something that, of course, is going through the minds, going back to that Maryland game, very similar end-of-game situation there as well. But, of course, the big picture for this one for Nebraska, 5-6, got to find a way to beat Iowa next week if they're going to make a bowl. Finally reach that postseason for the first time since 2016. Certainly a lot of disappointment. The emotions that the team was feeling after the game. It's a raw, tough loss, a 3rd straight 1-score defeat for this Nebraska football team. Went down to the last second, as these all have, and they'll try to bounce back next week at home against Iowa on Black Friday.